Chaz Reavie is one of the most consistent ball strikers out on tour. He hits a lot of fairways and he hits a lot of greens. He's not the longest hitter, but he can definitely compete with the best. And he hasn't won since 2008 until yesterday. So that we take a look at his golf swing and take a look at what he does really well to help him be very consistent. So starting at his setup position, his back is fairly flat. He gets a lot of knee bend at setup here and a slight bend forward at his hips, and then his arms get out away from him just a little bit. When he makes his backswing, he actually gets a lot of movement off the ball here. And when we get up to the top of his swing, he maintains that flex in that right knee, which in my opinion doesn't create a lot of hip turn, and that can limit how much rotation he can get in his shoulders, which can limit his power. So that even though he's really consistent, he's not the longest hitter. So I think if he loses some flex in the right knee, gets his hips to turn more, he'll create a little bit more speed, which will help him to stay more on the ball, so he can make it a little bit more solid to hit it further. But regardless, he's very consistent. I love his arms at the top of his swing. His left arm is nice and straight. Right hand is supporting the club with the right elbow right underneath of it. He maintains his side bend towards the golf ball there, and just gets the club in a really good spot at the top. As he comes down into the golf ball, one thing that he does really well is he gets the club to come right through the right bicep here, which gets parallel to the plane line. And it's tough to see because it's not a high-speed video, but he gets that club on plane, which allows him to come from the inside part of the golf ball. And one of the most important frames that I like is just post-impact. He keeps his hands in really close to his body, so it gets his hips and shoulders to rotate as he keeps that club down the target line here. And that allows him to keep rotating through the shot, maintains that side bend through it, oftentimes called maintaining his posture. His arms can extend more out in front of him, and that club is working more around his body as well. And he keeps his legs really close together. So even though that right foot comes off the ground fairly early in his downswing, he doesn't extend his body too much, and he doesn't really spin out because he keeps his legs close together. So that helps him maintain a lot of body rotation through the shot. As we look at an iron, we're going to see a very similar swing. Setup's a little bit different. He gets a little bit more hip bend towards the golf ball. So he's leaning a little bit more forward. His hands are more underneath of him, underneath his shoulders. And that club's on a little bit more of an angle, but balance is still very similar there. As we take a look at the backswing, you can see a very similar takeaway. He's going to keep that club right on plane as he goes back. He's using more his body to swing the golf club. Keeps his arms really extended, nice and straight. That left shoulder works down underneath his chin, and he just keeps turning up to the top. So you can see again, he maintains that flex in that right knee. The left knee flexes more, which does give him some hip turn, but like I said, I think if he lets that right knee go a little bit more, he'll be able to get a little bit more power. But again, same arm structure at the top. And then when he swings down, he's getting that club in a very similar position as the driver. Gets it coming right through his bicep there, parallel to the plane line. Same rotation, coming from the inside part of the golf ball. All good players do that, where they swing and hit more the inside part of it. They control their flight pattern based on their setup. And he gets good arm extension through the shot as the shaft works up through him, up towards the sky there, and maintains a side bend through it. So just a really solid golf swing that anybody could copy there. And mainly focusing on the club path, getting a little bit from the inside coming down. Arm structure at the top is really solid as well. And if you can just do those same things, get a good rotation through it, you're going to hit it really solid and straight like Chaz does.